Morgan turning inside out. Beautiful move. Trying to get the shot on. He holds. He shoots. He scores! Absolutely.
The pitch. High fly ball center field. It's hit pretty well toward the wall. Goal!
Roethlisberger gives it a lot of room here. Juju Smith-Schuster off to the races inside the 30, the 20, the 10.
What a great logo. 10 seasons of Pittsburgh Sportsline. Thanks to A1 for doing that logo. Isn't that great? And A1's back from his vacation to Shenandoah Valley. He's on the camera. We got a new rookie, Jonathan, on my camera.
Good man. Good man.
Look how he got me lined up. All right, we're good. Welcome to another Pittsburgh Sportsline live in the BP TV studios right here in the municipal building. I'm mentioning it lately this year because people didn't know where our studio is even at. Library's above us. Mayor's office is here. Administration offices are here. Smoking Jim doesn't know what I'm talking about, but he's here. And we're right in Bethel Park. Thank you for watching us on Comcast 7, only in Bethel Park. Thank you for watching us Verizon 32, all the way from Nemacolin, Cranberry, Wexford, Bethel Park, and greater Pittsburgh area. It expands all over the area so you can see us there. And thank you to all my friends in the outlying areas that watch us and all our City of Pittsburgh friends that know about Smokin' Jim on Steel City Sports World and downtown Pittsburgh, PCTV. I'll give them a little promo, 47, channel 47, and then Comcast 21 or something.
12 times a year.
I know. We did that this year already. I'm not bragging, just saying. And thanks to all of you watching, liking our page, Pittsburgh Sportsline Facebook. I created this. This old dog learned how to do that. Thanks for all the likes, 6930. So we're trying to boost it up. And I got to share, we're on TikTok. So check us out on TikTok. Even my special Speedy Gourmet show is on TikTok also. So check out my other shows. But we got sports to talk about, and we got Ryan in the control room. I can't forget him. And we'll get to A2 a little bit later. All right. We'll do the first promo. Here we go. A1's on the camera. Now, he learned, because Dave Cable teaches everybody how to operate cameras. Let's see what he did. Look at that. Centered perfectly. And then I just want to thank BP TV for having autofocus on every camera.
Oh, Dave's going to hurt you. Oh.
Well, I appreciate it because Dave knows everybody should self-focus everything like he taught me at fights, and I know they don't. It's a secret. You can find Olive Oil's Pizzeria. Frank Fanera owns it. He sponsors our show with an XL pepperoni pizza and a steak hoagie cut in 6 slices so we don't fight over 2 slices, and it works out pretty well. And you can call them at 412-831-1900 and check them out. Great Italian food, great salads, great desserts. They even make their own fresh soup. They do something that Smokin' Jim found out, wedding soup. You don't have to call it Italian because it's made by Italians. And Smokin' Jim found that out because I'll drop names. He was going to Pasta 2 because I took him there once, and he fell in love with Italian food, or as he calls it, Italian food. Because he's from Monroeville, so they have a little accent there. So it's good Italian food, and you could just go there, but check it out. And we appreciate Frank and his employees there. They treat us like gold, and they like us coming in. And I tell them every Tuesday is Happy Tuesday. And they're like, why? I go, for me, it's happy. All right, next one up, A1. There's a little pause. Oh, he's pointing. Oh, we can see it. Look, he centered that. We end each show with Stay Joey Strong. We honor poor Joey, died at 8 years old, a month before his 9th birthday, 7 years ago. He died of DIPG, a dreaded brain cancer. When they get diagnosed with it, they all die within a year. It's just terrible. So his family started the Joey Favis Childhood Cancer Foundation. It's a 501c3. If you listen to the show for a couple years, you know what a 501c3 is. Smoking Jim, we have to remind him every so often. When you file taxes and you make a donation to the Joey Favis Childhood Cancer Foundation, everybody but Smoking Jim can donate the money. That's just how the laws work. That's how it is. They do one of their biggest fundraiser that I've been a part of filming and interviewing each year. It's in September. It's called the Joey Favis Childhood 5K 1 mile superhero race. It's a mouthful, but they dress up as superheroes. They pay a fee to donate, which they can write off on their taxes as per previous conversation. And it's their biggest fundraiser, as I said, for the third time. So check it out. We film it every year, and see you in September. Just go to their website. You can donate as little as $1, see what events they have, maybe volunteer stuff to give away, and do things like that. So there we go. Another 501c3. Let's see what A1 does on this. Almost drew A2, and A2's usually on that camera. Look at that. Autofocus to the rescue. Always be smiling. The B stands for Bennett. Poor young man was handicapped, had to get 2 kidney transplant. His dad, Dean, gave him the last kidney, and he only lived to be 16 and a half due to other complications that he had in life. But he was always smiling. His name is Bennett, and he died at 16 and a half, like I said. And his mother, Kristen, and Father Dean started the Always Be Smiling 501c3. They help other families with kids that need kidneys. They give them money for their room and board, for going to get doctor visits, deductibles, and other things, and they do different fundraising events. They asked me if I could boost them up to 1,000 likes because somehow I'm popular out there, and I know a few people. So they wanted to get to 1,000. I had to get them about 300 likes, so thanks to all of my Pittsburgh Sportsline fans and friends. I asked all of you, and we're currently over 1,100 likes on the page, and they thank us all the time, and thank you guys, and even the ones that have still been liking it the last couple weeks. So 3 or 4 outliers just liked it again, so I appreciate that. And just check them out with their events.
Oh, real quick, Dave on Facebook Live here said, "Say autofocus one more time." And I guess I just said it, so I'm going to be in trouble tomorrow.
We're down 1 cable.
Well, thank you for the interruption. And Dave Cable, he likes to tell us, and he gives us great guidance, but I'm trying to point out that some of it's slipping through the cracks when they do autofocus.
Oh, you said it again?
You're kidding. I wasn't trying. You know what? It's nice having 3 21-year-olds, 1 23-year-old, and Jonathan, how old are you? 4 21-year-olds here, and they understood I was maybe being sarcastic.
They all said they went to college.
Well, Smoking Jim, we have to divert just a little
I
bit.
didn't know it was a college.
I brought my degree on the show.
I know you did, but I didn't know PTI was a college.
It's a PTC now.
It's PTC. I didn't know that.
Smoking
It's
Jim.
been a while since
Might have been the 7th time I
ain't
told
been to
you.
Oakdale in a while.
Well, let me explain something to everybody. Smoking Jim says he has multiple degrees from Cal U, and he graduated Gateway. I've been talking to people over the years that don't know if he ever graduated Gateway or Cal U. And then he has never shown the sheepskin that he said he has, and I've known him for only about 11 years, not 25 years. He's my best friend, and here's what I preface it all by. I'm an honest man.
No degrees, but a lot of CTs.
That was excellent. All right, back on the focus here. Thanks, Dave Cable. Appreciate you watching us. And go to Dave Cable's Facebook page. There's a great family photo with him, Nora, and his 2 sons, and they're all smiling.
Yes, sir.
It's a great pic. So
Dave does like to smile.
He does. He got a nice smile. Just like Smoking Jim does when I am an honest man. Quote, Smoking Jim, unquote. All right, next up, another 501c3, Smoking Jim. They're popular in my promos. Bethel Park Historical Society Schoolhouse Arts and History Center. 5 minutes away, as Jim knows, 2600 South Park Road, 1905 schoolhouse, been refurbished from top to bottom. All the way in the basement, I was there when I first saw they had a coal furnaces where they had coal brought in when it was first created. Wow. And they got rid of all that, and I was down there for a great picture with Andy Amrine and Bill Habather, who's in charge of the Bethel Park Historical Society. Great people there. They have a dance studio. They have an artist there. They have a great library. They have Bethel Park books. They're high school books each year, and it's just great. They do events there. I'm on the Bethel Park Community Foundation. We actually gave them money for the upstairs auditorium that's dedicated to the Bethel Park Foundation. Great auditorium room for your events. They do different reunions, different weddings, you name it. They do events. Just check them out. Again, that's the Bethel Park Historical Society. And they do a lot of great things there. You can donate, a little bit is $1. You can donate your time, because like Tuesday, Thursdays, and I think even Saturdays, they work and help remodeling there. So that's my little promo to get you out to help, especially if you're in Bethel Park. All right, next up, we have this nice lady that I was told to meet and talk to. We became friends. Her name's Kathleen Miller. And again, we'll see what autofocus does. There it is, perfect. Look at her. She made this great flyer explaining that her kidney function was 17% and that she would need a kidney transplant probably within a couple years, because like me, my kidney function was 15% and I got a kidney transplant from a living donor, my son, and I'm doing great 2.5 years ago. And she wanted to get one, so I said, give me a flyer. And we promoted this every week. So Kathleen, I hope you're doing well. I haven't talked to you in a while. I'll have to give you a call. And when her kidney function went to 16, and she can't tell us who the living donor is, although she thanked me for putting it out there and thinks it might be some of our friends or fans, or one of our friends or fans that will be a donor.
That's awesome.
So thank you to whoever you are. And when Kathleen finally gets a transplant, we'll know the information, and we're praying for it all the time. So that's one of the good things we do out there. Next, in honor of Dave Cable, we'll put this up. Yeah. We'll see.
Uncle Sam.
Thank you, guys. And you know, Smoking Jim, I know you went to Gateway, and education was your weak point. And this is a historical figure.
We had
Uncle
gators
Sam.
over there. Smack.
But did they have Uncle Sam?
No.
Yes, they did.
Oh.
They did. All schools do. It's part of your curriculum.
Oh, we learned about it. Yeah, okay. Yeah, slow to that one. My bad. Whoops.
Wow.
Doink.
Wow. We got somebody doing something. I don't know what that means.
I played football too. I might have a concussion here or there.
Well, God bless you.
Well, Fitzsimmons, we need help.
Well, thank you for interrupting me. I appreciate it. And we'll pray for you, Nick, because you're sitting next to the CTE king.
Oh my gosh.
Dave Cable likes to make a little fun at my expense, and he did. He put my smiling face on Uncle Sam's, and he said, tell them Uncle Al wants you for BPTV. So this way, if you're young, if you're like my 21-year-old compadres here, you can help out in the studio, like new Jonathan. A1's been here almost 2 years, coming up on that. Nick has been here right behind. I think he started a couple months later. Mm-hmm. He couldn't get here before A1. Somehow he had school in the way. Yeah. So that happens. Then A2 got here.
With Ryan?
With Ryan. And I know Ryan's last name is Thomas now. Yeah. And I know I got Piano next to me. How'd I pronounce that?
That's fine.
Is that all right?
That's fine.
How do you pronounce it?
Piano.
Piano.
Yeah.
Oh, I got to put the I. I'm from Pittsburgh. If I'm not going downtown, south side, north side, we got to do stuff like that. But if you are in high school, come on down, help us out. We've had other interns here and volunteers from high school. This can help you for your future careers at PTC, which we've had probably about a dozen of all these alumni. We got 4 of them in here tonight. So this is the biggest crowd from PTC. We used to have only 1 or 2 at a time over the years.
Hey, I'm representing somewhere else.
Smoking Jim, you're about 1 step getting kicked off the show because you went to Gateway. But give us a call, 412-831-3304. Tell Dave Cable, Al Levine, the talking machine, said I should be a volunteer learning audio, using video, using cameras. Look at Jonathan's on the camera. He learned from Anthony to just step away from the camera. So he's doing that. It's working out well. This is the welcome back to A1 because he thinks he doesn't get much attention. I give him numerous shots for that. Let's see what he does on this. I'll put it here and see what happens. What's he going to do? Dave, you'd be proud of me.
Oh, no. Oh, look.
Oh, looks good. All right.
Here's what's great. Nick's a smart guy. He came in here and he changed a lot of things.
I didn't realize you missed the mark on purpose.
I slipped some things past him, which I worry about the CTEs.
I really didn't realize you missed the mark on purpose.
I'll just share with you guys. They're not at my level here. And I'm not bragging. I'm just saying because you're seeing it. But I'll just carry on. Bethel Park Community Foundation, bpcf.org. Get an application. We have grant money. I can say we. I'm a trustee on the board for years. We help groups locally in Pittsburgh. We ignore Smoking Jim and his money gimmicks. I won't say he's a scammer like the guy he works for, but we'll leave his name out of it. We have grant money from $100 to $5,000 for you. So check it out. A1, thanks for adjusting the camera. You impressed the heck out of me. And I just want to be literal to you. I'm not being sarcastic and busting your chops. I'm telling you straight up, thank you. And I just hope you understand that. And they do have this money for you. We meet once every 2 months. And we got a great event coming up, Party in the Park in South Park. We gave money to help make this refurbished park facility. So they're going to have a great event on this Saturday from 4 to 7. So it's called Party in the Park. So I'm doing a little promotion for my Bethel Park Community Foundation. We've given out over $1 million in 26 years, give out $100,000 to $200,000 to help local groups here in Bethel Park. So check them out. And that's all I have for you. Next up, we got fiction and we got what's on your mind. So I got to get to the point of this. Hopefully, Smoking Jim can understand. What's on your mind, Smoking Jim Frazier?
Thanks, Al Levine, the talking machine. If you want the green,
Coming at you.
you got to see Levine.
Distraction drill.
Yes.
Yes.
Tree struck.
He got me. He
Green
got me
tree.
on that one.
I threw it straight. It hit you right in the chest.
Please don't ask
What?
what I was doing in the West Mifflin extended stay parking lot on Easter.
We're not going to ask.
But I tell you what, that's why I always want to thank my white friends. For some reason, I get to my car and it won't start on Easter. And then I switched over insurance, so I couldn't find my roadside assistance. I was calling my old insurance for it, and I'm fumbling around. All of a sudden, I see this white couple pull up in a minivan. So I get out, and
By the way, the disclaimer is he's not really racist. These are his own opinions and thoughts, and none of us agree with it, nor does the station.
so I get out, and I'm like, you guys have any jumper cables? You know, because I'm figuring I needed to jump.
Well, here's
So
what I would ask first.
What's that?
Do you have gas?
I had plenty of gas.
Okay, because that's the first thing I
Yeah,
check.
it was
Right, A2?
Almost
You
on
know
an
what-
eighth of quart, an eighth of gallon. So
That's
I
what
had
I'm
plenty.
talking about, 1/8 on the
So
fuel
I-
thing.
So the guy did the right thing. He said, no, I don't have cables. So then I'm like, okay, and I thanked him.
Is this another Dave Cable joke?
No.
Okay.
And I thanked him. I went back to my car, and the lady comes around. She's like, you know what? I got cable. So I'm like, okay.
What color was this lady?
They were together. They were both white.
Oh, so she superseded the guy who
Yeah,
lied
'cause
to you.
I guess they thought I was nice. You know what I mean?
She thought you were
yeah,
nice.
because the guy looked, he's like, no, I ain't got no cable, man. You know what I mean? And then when I thanked him,
Hence
went to the
again,
car,
second disclaimer on this, because it gets too deep.
I was stereotyped at first. so then she says,
No,
I got
they
cable.
profiled you.
So, as you know, I can lift my hood up, but I don't know where my battery is or how to put cable on. So he did it all. He pulled his van around.
This
He
guy
did it.
did this.
He did it all, and the car started right up. So I tried to give him a tip. He turned down the tip. Now I keep a lot of ones. maybe he didn't think it was a big enough tip. I should have added some, but well, anyway, Al Levine, the talking machine. What's on my mind is I got the green. iPhone 13. It may not come out of the case other than getting charged. But
I got a question. You understand who makes them?
Max Pro, Apple.
No, Matt, not. Oh gosh.
We just wanted to try to correct this because
I didn't even know about it till yesterday.
I know.
And
I understand.
And the person told me
You don't get out much.
they like you might want the iPhone 13. There's the iPhone 13,
What?
and then there's the Max Pro. I'm like, yeah, it was a different price. But I'm like, yeah, I want the 3 cameras. So
money.
we'll be able to take good pictures.
Money's
it.
no object to the guy that
Yeah.
doesn't know what he's paying for.
Commissioner,
My man, I got Z3. It's an
you take
Android.
good pictures.
You heard it, folks.
You take good
CTE
pictures.
and all.
Well, here
Z3 takes nice pictures.
I'm gonna reveal some facts real quick. Okay, first of all, did you keep your old phone number from your old phone?
Yes.
No.
Look
Did
at
you?
the
Did you
difference
though?
in the size.
No. You didn't answer the question right. Did you keep your old phone number with the new phone?
No.
No.
I
So you got a
2
second
phones.
phone number.
Yeah, I got 2.
So who was the salesman that said, "I'm gonna get you this brand new phone"? Do you want to
I
keep your?
insisted on the new number. I insisted on that.
Okay,
I
no
put
more.
my foot down there.
I have a question. Why?
Huh? Well,
No, it's real simple.
I
WHY.
needed this one for my $1 million Bitcoin account.
Well, it doesn't answer why you needed 2 phone numbers, but I'm not gonna ask anymore.
No,
But
we're-
but real quick, what's on my mind is I have to agree with my good friend. Listen, the Pittsburgh Steelers in the draft coming up. I think that if Kenny Pickett is available, it looks like now. It looked like Malik Willis will be gone early. And if
everybody loves him since you mentioned him.
I know he just.
You got to stop doing that
He
stuff.
wouldn't. I tell you what. But Al Levine, the talking machine.
Yes.
I think if you get a chance to get the second best quarterback, one of the top 2 quarterbacks in any draft, and you need a quarterback, I think you got to get Kenny Pickett. And I'm comparing Kenny Pickett to somebody.
Who?
Kenny Pickett is 6'3", 220 pounds. This year he passed for 4,319 yards, 67 completion percentage, 42 touchdowns, only 7 interceptions.
Yes.
In his career, he rushed for 800 yards and 20 touchdowns. And he's engaged to a beautiful girl out of Princeton.
Time out. I got a question.
Yeah,
You know I got questions. Can you answer how many years he was at Pitt?
5+.
Okay, 5+. Now, here's what I wonder. How was he the first couple years?
Not good.
How was he in the 3rd year?
Not good.
How about the 4th year?
Not good.
How about the 5th year?
Was last year the 5th year?
Well,
No. No. Nah.
He did good last year.
I thought the NFL was in the business of what have you done for me lately? He's done a lot for Pitt lately. So
and here's what I have to preface it by.
I'll make that strong
How
point
how many great quarterbacks in college made it to even play full time in the NFL? What's the percentage?
for you. Well, it's only 32 jobs.
Again, folks, I like answers to questions.
I don't know the percentage, but they got to be small.
That's my point.
But can I compare him to
And
somebody?
I compare Kenny Pickett to a very good quarterback at Pitt, but I'll just share this. I saw Danny Marino play in person.
I played against him.
I understand. We don't know what year, but we know that.
We beat him.
I understand. But Danny Marino,
I ran a pump back past
Kenny
his face.
Kenny Pickett does not even compare to Dan Marino.
True.
And he's one of the greatest NFL quarterbacks
Of all time.
who never won a Super Bowl.
Right.
I don't think Kenny Pickett has it to be a great NFL quarterback or even win a Super Bowl.
Well, I'm going to change your mind in the next 30 seconds.
You can't because you bought a Mac Pro computer. So all your statements are suspect.
Well, let me just wrap it up with this. Other than having the smallest hands in the NFL, Kenny Pickett, I compare him, and I hate comparing whites to whites, but because they always compare
Disclaimer.
black quarterbacks to black quarterbacks. We don't like that.
Disclaimers, the NFL has to correct how they're not being nice to black people who are over 70% in the league. There's a lawsuit that you're against.
Well, they changed the shooting range from a black target to a blue target, so that helps.
All right. Yeah. Well.
You're digging yourself a bigger hole. That's why you do not represent any of us here.
You're
But
the
here's-
reason the disclaimers at the beginning.
here-
Yeah.
Yes.
Here is the
I did a
comparison.
pre-advanced disclaimer.
Here's the comparison. Somebody that set the bench for 4 years at Alabama, Mac Jones, only played 1 year. He's 6'3" like Kenny Pickett. He's 214 pounds, which is smaller than Kenny Pickett. His senior year, he threw for 41 touchdowns and only 4 interceptions, and he's a step slower than Kenny Pickett. And I tell you what, he's getting ready to take New England possibly to the Super Bowl. If Kenny Pickett can do what Mac Jones did, I think you select him with the 20th pick if he's available. Don't you agree?
This is another one of those cases where I agree with the final point, but I don't agree with how you got there.
Ooh, I thought that was strong.
No, there are several things I just don't agree with that came out of your mouth. But
Smoking Jim, I have to be a dissenter like I already told you up front. And you didn't change my opinion. You actually verified my opinion. Yes.
You don't like Mac Jones
No.
from New England?
You were
I thought
telling
he
me
did good.
you were telling me why I should think better of Kenny Pickett. Do I have to spell it out?
Because he don't even remind you of Mac Jones?
that's not a good thing.
But you said Kenny only
No.
had 1 good year. Mac Jones only had 1.
Mac Jones isn't the reason the Patriots were good last year. So
Well, sure wasn't Cam Newton.
well, Cam Newton didn't really play for the.
Yeah, once they got rid of Cam Newton, they improved.
But that's fine. But that doesn't mean that Jones is a great quarterback to.
Oh, my goodness. There you go. I'm the only one that got to fight against this reverse discrimination. If Mac Jones was black quarterback, y'all like him.
No.
There's not a one white cornerback in the NFL because of this kind of thinking. I'm the only one that fights for the white man to play cornerback in the NFL.
Smoking
You
Jim.
ain't got to fight alone.
Yes. Yeah, because the sense that you're making isn't really good sense, and you didn't convince me that Kenny Pickett would be like him.
I thought I did.
Let me explain straight up. You thought wrong. All right, we're going to move on. I hope you guys made it through. I don't even know what happened. I feel dumber than I did when I started the show. I don't know how it happens. Nick, what's on your mind?
Oh my goodness! So we went to boxing on Saturday, and I need to tell you all something. Smoking Jim brought up the greatest point in the history of sports that we're not considering, especially as it relates to boxing. Shots to the liver. You got to watch out for the liver shots. Don't worry about the stomach or the abdomen. Don't worry about chest pains. Don't worry about your shoulders or your face. No, he's going to get hit in the liver. He'll be out for 2 weeks. Be careful with the liver shots, everybody. Just saying, when you're watching boxing, make sure you have a little sympathy for everyone's liver. When they're taking those body shots, getting it right in the liver, make sure they process their blood and their bad stuff in their body because that's what the liver does. Just be careful. Have some sympathy for the liver. Think about the liver when those punches are going to the midsection because the liver is important. Now, something not nonsensical. The Pirates are winning games and losing games at the same rate right now, so that's good. I actually have faith in the Pirates this year. I don't know if I said that yet, but I still kind of do. I'm watching the team. Everything seems a bit more balanced than it has in recent years past. I like Daniel Vogelbach being a power guy leading off. Kevin Newman's still doing good defensively. I know he was hurt a little bit, but that's all right. Diego Castillo has just come to be a phenom as a middle infielder. Colt Tucker, I still have faith in the guy. I know some people don't, but he's been doing pretty well. Brian Reynolds is still a beast. So I have faith in the Pirates. The pitching staff's starting to come together pretty well, too. Roansy Contreras, he's going to be pretty good. But watching him and Will Crow come out of the bullpen right now, though, they've been doing well. They've been building their confidence. I think that they'll be converted back to starters at some point, either by year's end or by the beginning of next year. So have some faith in the Pirates. And you know me, I'm pretty skeptical of the team, and I'll be the first one to kind of shoot down arguments that they're doing well. But it seems like everything's progressing now where they've got some balance. They're not the last team in the division right now through 10 games.
Well,
have some faith.
Just explain what their record is.
5-5.
Okay.
So they're right at 500 right now. Again, it's only been 10 games. But I see a little more balance than I had in years past that gives me more faith. Now, will that comment bite me in the butt soon?
Yes.
I'm sure it will now that I expressed it publicly. But I'll still stick with it because that's what I got to do. That's what's on my mind.
Thanks. You stole some of my thunder. I was going to bring up Pirates because I'm a disgruntled Pirate fan. So I have some good news, too.
Okay.
Thank you, Nick. I appreciate it. First, I want to shout out, thanks Dave Cable for watching. Thanks Amy at the bakery at Giant Eagle. Thanks Bill Means. Thanks Ralph for watching it. He's given us some information. Can't see some of it on my phone. Thanks to Chief McElroy, otherwise known as Chuck. And thanks, of course, to Ralph for watching us. Linda McNair, thank you for watching. Amy, we know the Pirates are playing. We're sports guys, but thanks for welcoming aboard that the Pirates are playing tonight. We appreciate it. My friend Jim Ellenbogen has some wild-caught story about inside baseball too many years ago. I can't even read it all. He was at Peter's Pub. So I used to love that place. I even took Smoking Jim there once to get shepherd's pie.
Oh, yeah.
So we had a good meal there, and he has some wild-caught story, but we'll catch up on that. Now I got to ask Anthony Paiano, what's on your mind?
What's on my mind is the Penguins. Tristan Jarry is possibly injured for who knows how long. They have not said yet. Smoking Jim is heavily disappointed in the Penguins season now. It's very scary for the Penguins. I am not as hopeful as I was in previous weeks because Tristan Jarry is their best goaltender, and without him, he's a brick wall in the in the netting. So without him, the Penguins are in a very scary position right now. Possibly now they're not going to make it past the first round if he's out for long. The Smith's going to have to come in, and he's not ready to be a starter, sadly. He's just, I don't know. It's just not a good position for the Penguins.
Paiano, I agree with you 100%. And when the Penguins tell you about an injury, they don't tell you 100% of the truth. They're sort of like my best friend, Smoking Jim. When you get a lower body injury and you break bones, I want to know about it.
Or if you get hit in the liver.
Yeah,
Well, we haven't, in hockey, they don't have the liver shots. They have the face shots with sticks, fists, and everything else. And then they get the random knees and other parts of the body that get hurt that are lower body. And then they get mysterious upper body injuries. But no, great segment. I got to give a shout out to Jackson Walker for watching. And then my good friend Tony from Chick-fil-A, Smoking Jim, you know he's a fan of yours. He goes, Smoking Jim still has not set up his Apple? Of course.
Does he need the
goes,
book?
does he need the book for dummies on how to set up a laptop? LOL. Tony, you're the best watcher of the show today. We appreciate that, and we love your Chick-fil-A. So hopefully we'll see you another day. We were there a couple days ago or last week, so my son treated me the chicken biscuit breakfast meal. So we like Chick-fil-A. Unbelievable. So thanks all of you for watching. Wait, I got to do what's on my mind.
Yeah.
Wow. This is extended on what's on your mind and the opening. Well, I already teased you with I had some good news on the Buccos. I'm not a fan of Nutting, but I understand where he comes from. He's a billionaire that wants to stay that way, and he bought this team as an investment. Smoking Jim got an investment, and he's lost money according to my numbers, and he's happy. Nutting made an investment, and he makes $20 to $40 million a year no matter what he puts on the field. And then he makes parks for the kids, and he has food there. He even got hot dogs, new special hot dogs, and all these other things. And Permanis and Manny Sanguian has his barbecue. So it's all good to eat and things like that. And he hired Charrington to be his general manager. And I said, well, he had some success with Toronto because I follow baseball a little bit more than Smoking Jim. And he had success with the Boston Red Sox. And you know those teams have won championships and even World Series. So I figured maybe we got to change. Then I thought, no, not exactly, because you can only spend a certain amount of money. And I understand the business part of it. And we do have a team in Pittsburgh. And most people disagree with them because they're not experts in baseball. And you know, like Smoking Jim, he just thinks the girls like the long ball. So that's not always true. They got to play small ball. So getting to that, the Pirates are playing an exciting game with small ball. No home runs, or very few, maybe only a couple, and they're winning games. And then they're showing like the Penguins, like Payano was saying, they're a gritty team when they have a good goaltender. And we've had some good pitching. I don't even know who these players are because I'm so disgruntled, but I watched a couple games, more than I watched last year. I didn't watch one full game. This year I already have that beat. So I'm a bit excited because Smoking Jim, I don't worry about the wins. I worry about how they play on the field. And that's what I watch for baseball, football, and, you know, and Penguins, of course, and other teams, basketball, you name it. You just want to see what the players are doing. If they have the grittiness to come back, if they can hit and move a runner up, if they can steal a base and not get thrown out. And they're 5-5, and we don't know where they're going. I won't bring up last year how they were 13-11 and they lost 101 games. But like Chip's not here, and I talked to him today, and he's excited about the Pirates. But he told me straight up that if he's watching, he knows. We had a call because he couldn't make it into the show tonight because his grass business and lawn care that he does is booming, and he's the only manager. So he's working his butt off. And he couldn't make it in tonight, but he said the Pirates are going to lose more games than they win, but it's exciting baseball, and I enjoy watching them. So to all of you and my fans, watch the games, have some fun, and be as critical as you want, because if we're not complaining about our teams and we're not getting paid to know about teams, have some fun. And that's what we try to do on our show. We put out a few facts, not necessarily from that side, but on this side, we're playing the facts. And we'll be back in 10 seconds with Fiction and Fact from Smoking Jim's Almanac with the great graphics that these young rookies here put up for me.
Thanks, Al Levine, the talking machine. I tell you what, the NFL draft is in a couple of weeks. Everybody's excited about that. We're going to get some new Pittsburgh Steelers. Like I said before, it's a bust of a draft if we don't get Malik Willis.
We're not getting them.
It looks like we're not going to get him. I would love to get the white offensive tackle from Northern Iowa. You know,
What's his name?
Trevor Penning.
How do you spell that?
Penning. He's a mean guy. He's a beast. I think he can be an immediate All-Pro. One of the highest rated offensive tackles that I rated. But Al Levine, the talking machine, I'm going to talk tight ends. I'm big on tight ends. We already got a great tight end. I like a 2 tight end offense because your strong safeties watch tight ends, and the average size of strong safeties in the National Football League is 6 foot. 200 pounds. Tight ends are 6'5" and up. So it's a natural mismatch. A kid that I like a lot, white kid out of Colorado State.
Excuse me? I didn't hear you.
White kid out of Colorado State, but he got a black
Again,
name.
disclaimer, he's not prejudiced.
But I got
or racist.
Because I don't know too many white McBrides. Trey McBrides. And so
let me do another disclaimer. Again, as Gateway Education and Cal U Education is failing, because I'll just explain it. Like Jim Ellenbogen, he's an Irishman. Guess what McBride is?
He's Irish.
Yeah.
You're learning today. Congrats.
You don't know any black girls named Becky. So we'll move on.
Yeah, I do.
We'll move on. He won the John Mackey Award this year. 90 catches for 1,100 yards. Al Levine, the talking machine, runs an incredible 4.5 40. Very good blocker. 6'5", 260 pounds. Al Levine, the talking machine. How they going? Freiermuth on one side, him on the other side. Who's going to stop? That particular offense, and easy throw for
With
a quarterback.
Trubisky, I think we'll do great.
Well, I'm not sure he'll beat Mason Rudolph out, but if he does,
I'll make a bet right on air.
Don't lose your money.
I'll bet $1.
Don't lose your money.
I'll bet $1.
The Snickers bar.
Here.
I like Snickers.
Here's how confident I am.
Last time I
he's
pulled
bringing.
out, last time I pulled out $1.
This is the first time?
No, not the card. Here, I'll bring out $1 here.
Wow, he's
Hey,
getting
one.
serious.
I'm putting $1 on Rich Trubisky.
Wow, you might be right. You got change for the 100.
Whoa! Hey, give me that. Whoa!
He got
Putting that on the
change
desk.
for the
I'll take that.
You can hold
Since
that.
Smoking Jim's photos at the Rivers Casino, guess what? I'll put $1 against his 100 that Trubisky wins over Rudolph.
Well,
You heard it here today, and you can pull this tape up in another 5 months.
I don't think any tight ends will go in the first round. Al Levine, the talking machine, but he's more than worthy. Another tight end that I like, Al Levine, the talking machine. You got to love this name, and I don't have to tell anybody that he's black. His name is Isaiah Likely. Al Levine, the talking machine. We come up with some names, don't we? 6'5", 245 pounds. Al Levine this year, he had one game. He had 8 catches, 232 yards, 4 catches for Coastal Carolina.
Coastal, where are they at?
In Carolina.
Okay, just checking.
59 catches, 900 yards, 12 touchdowns for the season. He got football speed. He don't run good against the clock. Never seen him get caught from behind. Makes one-handed catches, acrobatic catches, dives for catches.
Was he under 4.8?
Pardon me?
Was he under 4.8 in the 40?
He must have had a bad ankle that day.
So,
Because he was right at 4.8. But I'm telling you, on film, he run 4.5.
So he didn't have
He run 4.5.
he didn't have track speed. He has football speed.
He got football
Got
speed.
football speed, not baseball speed.
Yeah,
he got football speed.
speed.
Okay, just
So that's
clarifying.
the 2 tight ends I
He
like.
doesn't have any liver shot problems.
I don't know. I've never seen him block.
That's a good sign.
McBride can block. I don't know if Isaiah Likely can block. Likely he can't. But I
Thank
would
you. That
like
was
to
a
have
good
either
one.
one of those guys.
That was a good
That might
one.
have been the most clever thing you've ever said on this show.
Thank you, sir.
Smoking Jim Ellenbogen, my friend, goes, Smoking Jim needs a new number. The honeys are catching up to him. Here's what he ends it with. It's time to ghost.
Yeah.
Jim, they're all in on that. And
Can I have
then
that stack of money while it's up? Oh, okay, I was making sure.
That's a rare sign, $100 bill.
You usually just carry the ones.
That loan must have come in. All right, we're going to go to VIP next in 10 seconds.
Supposed to have an opinion today. The first opinion: the liver is the most important organ in the body, according to Smoking Jim. Yeah.
What happened?
All right. Well,
You
Smoking
get
Jim
a
with the
liver shot.
Yeah, at the boxing match, Smoking Jim was like, "Oh, he's getting hit in the liver," and I never considered how important livers were, so that's where that joke comes from. But past that,
Can you show people where the liver is?
yeah, it's like right up in there. Yeah.
Because Smoking Jim didn't know.
He didn't know, but he was concerned, so that's good.
Thank you for
Also, Olive Oil's Pizzeria coming at the bottom of your screens. Take a look at that. Anyway, no, I just noticed a graphic. Okay, opinion. Baseball is changing a bit. Here's how. I got a news report today that said that the Padres are the first team in Major League Baseball to have advertisements being patched onto their uniforms. Ooh, how do we feel about that? Smoking Jim's pumping the fist. That's great. More money making stuff. I don't know where the line's going to be drawn in anywhere as it relates to making money.
It won't be.
It won't be. Now, I figured I was going to say that because
You figured right.
If leagues can make money and owners and teams can make more revenue, you're going to take it. And Dave Cable brought up an interesting point when I was talking to him today. He said, have the soccer players advertise on their uniforms. And they do that because there aren't many commercial breaks in soccer, so you need advertisements in a bunch of different places because the commercial breaks aren't very present.
Great point by Dave Cable.
But when
the
I
director.
told Dave, well, wait, they're still going to have commercials on television and baseball in between innings, Dave said, oh, well, that part's nonsense. That's really stupid. So I said, I agree with that. So, I mean,
Glad you had that conversation and repeated it.
yeah, I mean, I don't know how many advertisements they're going to have. I don't think it's going to be like a NASCAR kind of thing, but from the report I read, it's going to be like one patch on the shoulder where they're going to start, doing those
Nick,
advertisements.
I got to interrupt you.
Yeah.
I know you're only 23, and I'm approaching 66.
Yeah.
What I've seen is when you get one patch, patches will follow.
And that's what I'm concerned about because I mean,
Let me explain. Again, there's no doubt. Because
Right.
there's something called human greed.
I understand that.
Okay, well, you were even stating it.
Yeah, I'm
so
touching on it.
verifying that for you.
Good.
Because I don't care how old or young you are.
Yeah. I mean, there's got to come a fine line here where it's like, and Al mentioned this earlier, that, you got baseball owners who no matter what are going to make $20 to $40 million every year. So good for them. You had one of the Reds' leading ownership partners go on the air and say, it doesn't matter what we do with the product on the field, you're still going to come anyway. And the Reds haven't won a game since, so I've heard.
They're only 2-9.
Yeah, they're 2-10 now.
Okay, well, I didn't get the latest update.
Yeah, they're pretty.
I was talking to a CTE damaged guy.
Right.
Possibly two.
They're really.
Thank you.
Yeah, the Reds are really bad. So it's like, I think that part of what's contributing to Major League Baseball not doing so well is that the owners really, once you have a team, there's really no risk because it doesn't matter how much money you spend on the product. You can make money with TV deals. Now you can make money with uniform advertisements. You can make money with stadium advertisements. You remember during COVID, they tarped the seats with advertisements because nobody was sitting there. So let's take advantage of this opportunity.
That's
so,
brilliant.
It was brilliant for the owners who are going to make the money, but I feel like we're going to start struggling with quality on the field for these smaller market teams, and Pittsburgh's not one of the bigger markets. So again, Bob Dunning's going to be fine with if now uniform.
Yeah, but Nick, I'm going to
advertisements come
interrupt you
on.
again. I'm not against any business making a profit,
Sure, no, I'm not either.
including baseball teams. So I want to put it out there because it's a negative connotation about them doing this. So
Yeah.
I just want to make it out there. In my opinion, and anybody else that wants to join in, they can make as much money as they want. I never worried about, like Smoking Jim's making money in Bitcoins. He only has a fraction of it. He doesn't realize what.
Isn't that just theoretical that he's making
he doesn't
money?
realize the Bitcoin that's 40,000 now. Last year when he told me he got in was 60,000, and now he argues he has a basket of cryptos.
Well, no, I mean,
But go on, carry on.
With Al's point, that's all fine. They're supposed to make a profit. They're the owners. But where I take issue is that the team doesn't have to be good for them to still make money, and that's kind of the problem. And, as we've seen, when something happens in sports that's new and that works, then other teams will follow. You saw it in the NFL. Now you got a bunch of triple-digit million contracts being dished out because Deshaun Watson's making $230 million now. This is kind of relatable. Teams will see now that advertisements are being done on uniforms and follow suit, and that's just another avenue that they can make money without having to have a good product on the field. Owners can make money, that's totally fine, but again, especially in Major League Baseball, as of recent years, teams have been able to not be good, but their owners are still making money, and I'm a little bit upset with that. These uniform advertisements are just going to reinforce the point, and the Red Zone partnership guy can still go out on television and say, it doesn't matter, you have to show up to these games. Where else are you going to go? The Reds aren't going anywhere, so I'm going to do what I want. The team doesn't have to be good. We don't have to be winning World Series anymore. Who cares? Guy says it publicly. Teams are going to start doing that because it's now public knowledge that it doesn't matter what products put on the field. Teams will still make money. Again, that's what I take issue with in this case.
Good job, Nick.
Great points, Nick.
The VIP is spoken.
We appreciate that. 10 seconds to hear Piano.
Well, I don't have a graphic yet, but
I know. But you can
we'll
talk.
get one.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
wanted to just do it because we'll have the camera on you. Being a little silly.
Yeah. NBA basketball is going on right now. The first round of the playoffs has started a few days ago. Series a lot of them are blowouts right now. A lot of 2-0s are happening, so I expect a lot of sweeps, especially with a lot of the first seeds are going to dominate the 8 seeds. But my Timberwolves are doing great. They are up 1-0 against the 2nd seed as a 7th seed, so that's good. People were doubting them as the 7th seed, but they're a very strong team. So yeah, check that out if you guys are interested in basketball. It's going to be on tonight. Actually, there's 3 games on tonight. That's exciting. So it's pretty fun.
I'm going to do that.
Yeah, some pretty good games.
No, I like watching the NBA playoffs more than the season.
Oh, yeah,
like I've
the
explained
NBA
before, because they actually play for real.
Yeah.
And they do something unusual.
Yeah.
Defense.
Yeah, that's. And the NBA refs.
Thank you for agreeing, my
they're
man.
also the NBA refs go a little bit easier in the playoffs. In the regular season, it's call after call some games. It's very tiring,
Great point.
especially in the fourth quarter.
And my dad being a referee, we would talk about that way back 20 years ago, and he died 11 years ago. So
There was actually a
understand.
complaint this season with refereeing in the one of the fourth quarters. There was final 20 seconds,
Yes.
which lasted 40 minutes.
Right.
It was
Really?
yeah, there was 40 minutes of just 20 seconds because they kept fouling and going in too much. But yeah, playoffs are going on. That's pretty exciting stuff. So tune in if you guys are interested in that kind of stuff.
Way to go. He come back strong. This is like his 5th appearance. 2 strong appearances again on this show.
3 in a row or no?
3 in a row. Yeah, that's true. That's crazy.
Yeah, this is a great opportunity by Chip. Chip's like Wally Pipp, and we got Nick like Lou Gehrig, and now Piano's like Lou Gehrig. Just look up the history on that. Wally Pipp got out. Lou Gehrig started the greatest streak alive. All right, I got to do mine. We'll see if Ryan can throw it up because we're running out of time. Piano did that great little logo location thing. Love it. On location, nothing on the schedule right now. We're open for different boxing, different events. Master Zhang, Taekwondo, contacted me that he has a new location coming in Bridgeville, which is about 10, 12 minutes away from here. And he promised he'll have a great show on location. So that'll be some Monday night. We'll try to do something like that, or maybe even on a Saturday like I did once before without Smoking Jim. I had to cut him loose. And we had one of the greatest shows ever. Master Zhang broke 10 boards with his foot. Wow. Just unbelievable to do that in Taekwondo. And he has great students, win awards all the time. He's a champion fighter. I don't know what black belt he has, like 11th degree black belt, which is like unheard of. So he's a legendary guy, only 45 years old. Reminds me of Bruce Lee. And he's just such a great guy and loves us in Pittsburgh Sportsline. So stay tuned for any future on-location shows. We've got some feelers out there. People are showing some interest. So Smoking Jim and I will hit the road, and we'll see what happens then. And we're going to try to finish up with some Penguin talk. Wanted to get that out there because the Penguins, with Jari being hurt, you know, it's such a disappointment to me. He struck a chord with me on that he's played so well this year. He sucked during the playoffs, we can say that, because even he admitted as much. They got a new hockey goaltending coach who has him at the front of the blue, out in front of the goal, and he's done so well this year. He turned his game around completely. His puck handling, I don't know if you notice it, Nick, has been really great with moving plays down to the other end. He handles that puck very well, and we've reaped those rewards. And look at Rusty. We're probably going to lose him in free agency when he breaks the bank because he's on a great line. And look at how Raquel we got. He's done well lately, scoring goals. And look at Sid, scoring goals like we know he can. And he's right behind Smoking Jim's hero, Ovechkin, with like 1,402 points. And Ovechkin got like 1 or 2 more points than him, even though he's got 1,000 goals. So Sidney again's the team player, and we're reaping those rewards. Any thoughts there, Nick?
Yeah, well, coming into the playoffs, I got to agree with A2's point that he made earlier. It's a scary sight without Jari in the goal come playoff time. And if you remember, was it a couple weeks ago, 2-3 weeks ago, I said that the Penguins were likely to make the conference finals. And now I'm eating those words. It's really scary.
I said they'd win the Stanley Cup.
Well, there you go. We had faith. I don't know anymore though without a more seasoned goaltender in Tristan Jarry.
The only point I have, because we've watched games, and I go by the eye test, unlike Smoking Jim. I don't make stuff up. When the Smith's in, I don't feel as comfortable as when Jarry's in, because our defense isn't always great. They let 1-0 breaks, 2-0 breaks, and Jarry came through most of the time. He didn't let easy goals in. The Smith, I'm not as confident.
Yeah.
And if Jarry's out, we're one and done. We'll be 4 years in a row. So as good as the team is during the season, winning championships and everything else, you need that final cup.
I think you got to keep Sullivan one more year because your goaltender's hurt.
Well, they're not talking about getting rid of. I'll just explain that hockey coaches have a shelf value. You understand? They're only good for about 4 years.
Mm-hmm.
When he had 4 years here, Sullivan, they signed him to an extension.
Yeah, I was wanting him out then.
Well, because you don't know hockey, you don't know baseball. That's why.
4 years in a row, first round out. That's all I need to know.
He won 2 titles.
He won 2 cups. You missed that. Way to go.
Well, not just 2.
Thanks
in
for
a
cutting
row.
through this.
You know how hard it is to go back to back? He did it in a row, consecutive.
Hold it, wait. Can you explain to the Steelers how hard it is to win 1 in a row?
Ouch.
What, since 2009?
Ouch.
How many years is that for all of you that besides Smoking Jim? Tony from Chick-fil-A, how many years?
13.
2009, the last time.
13.
Nick from KO, we aren't strong in
I
math.
do math.
You must have got a liver shot.
Golden
over
Eagles. Got a liver.
There. Now you're doing better. No, but that's our opinions on this, and you can disagree, but I know a lot of you watch the same things we do, and we're just trying to be, truly upfront about it, that when you have a goaltender that's done so well, and I was still worried about the playoffs, to be honest with you, because to me, when you failed so badly last year, you got to show me that you're different this year. So, no, thank you for watching, all of you. We appreciate the Facebook Live. So happy that Nick was able to get this going and put it on there. So glad I could talk about autofocus for about 20 times.
Oh, Dave's going to kill us tomorrow. Oh, good.
But it's a natural experience here on Pittsburgh Sportsline. And we'll be back at you next week again. And every week we do it 7 o'clock to 8 for anybody tuning in late or new to the show. And we like to put our opinions out. Sometimes we put facts out. And we even argue and disagree. Like I disagree almost 100% with Smoking Jim. And Kenny Pickett should not be a Pittsburgh Steeler.
Oh.
And please stay Joey strong.